The Last of Us. Just as we thought, it didn't take so long before someone started to make comparisons between the trailers previously shown on the 2018 E3 and the most recent content that we've seen on State of Play. Due to its famously titled, gamers from all the world are now hyped for its release. But what sort of surprises we could expect? Should we worry with some sort of downgrade, or shall we stay calm based on the actual footage of the game? This short video will be probably the best graphics comparison you will get until the retail version is released. And before we get started, let me warn you that all the footage were taken from Sony's YouTube original channel, downloaded with the highest quality available. That way, you may enjoy the video knowing that no purposeful tricks were used in order to belittle or overestimate the game. Let's get started. Since there are not many gameplay footage from the last State of Play episode, we are going to focus our attention to the texture shown on the main character so far. And the best place to start is by the first scene that we see here. In this first look, we can analyze Ellie's facial graphic textures, which is clearly a piece of art on both trailers, showing how well the character has grown. But once you put them side by side, the main question now would be, can any downgrade be noticed at all? The truth is that most people get confused when they try to compare different materials, because when it comes to game textures, most of what really differs from one to another is lighting. The first example we have is right here in this very scene where the character Dina performs a dance, where we can clearly see how well the light shines upon her skin, enhancing the reality shown by the engine. But unfortunately, this is where most of you may get confused. Many will probably say that the graphics shown on the last trailer look worse because they can't actually see the same texture effects. However, if you pay close attention, you will notice that apparently they're just fine. The point here is that the camera is slightly farther from the character, which makes harder to see the same effects we saw on the E3 footage, where the distance of the camera allowed us to see them better. Another point is obviously lighting. Since we're dancing in a party hall, light from all sorts of directions increases the contrast quality even higher and better. Although it may seem missed on the other footage, a simple video edition can show us that the same effects are indeed present as well. In another example, the same pattern happens all over again with the main character. But differently from Dina's dancing footage, this time the camera's distance and focus are almost the same, leaving the main difference to lighting once more. Then again, a simple increase in contrast using basic video edition skills proves that not only the textures are even matched, but there is also a graphic upgrade on Ellie's eyes. Another good example comes from the final scenes of both trailers, where more comparisons can be made. In this first shot from the E3, look how well Ellie's face is polished, allowing the viewers to see a lot of very nice details such as the skin pores. However, despite the blur effects used in the latest trailer shown in the State of Play, once the character stands still, the very same textures are noticed without loss of quality in any way. In fact, Ellie's eyes are highlighted once more due to its upgraded iris reflection. Then again, a simple light adjust can show us that the overall textures are, if not better, matched, except for the iris. Look how the depth and color has been increased in her eyes. It seems the developers were not only working on a better polishment for reflections, but they were actually trying to increase the thriller sensation in order to make it look scarier by making this footage darker than the others. And now, for the most awaited part, comes Joel, who clearly shows how far Naughty Dog is trying to push the PS4's hardware to its limits. This sort of texture not only has no equal in the last trailers, but it is one of the most beautiful we've seen so far in the whole gaming world. An enhanced shine effect successfully shown us even more than meets the eye. With all the things considered, the last thing you can say is that there is any sort of downgrade in this game. On the contrary, ladies and gentlemen, The only thing we see here is the most considered game for 2020's Game of the Year. Thank you.
PlayStation 1000 Grau, onde o cachista chora e o fio não vê.